By telephone is former U.S. Navy Admiral Joe Sestak, former Democratic congressman from Pennsylvania, but was director of defense policy in the Clinton White House and director of the counterterrorism unit within the U.S. Navy. And Admiral, first of all, is my assumption, right, that the way you get to two vessels either being boarded or towed and 10 U.S. sailors taken in is for one vessel to have a mechanical and the other to join it.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, look, I don't know much about this situation, but I've operated in my aircraft carrier battle group there as well as a small destroyer. And Farsi Island, where I understand they are, is the Navy base for the Iranian Revolutionary Guard. But my understanding of this is we may have a mechanical problem. One of the two vessels may have drifted into what's called territorial waters, and that these ships were taken under U.S. ships into custody temporarily, we hope, by the Iranians. It's also can be, if they is by the U.S. Iranian Coast Guard that has them under custody, they are a totally different force than the Iranian Revolutionary Guard. I found that the Iranian regular Navy and Coast Guard is extraordinarily professional out there. It's the Iranian Revolutionary Guard that tends to be those that I have seen at times come towards small vessels, racing towards them, and at times we'd move our helicopters over there just to make sure if anything untoward happened, we were able to take care of our vessels. This appears to be a different situation where at times when a vessel breaks down, drifts into territorial waters, it understandably is taken into temporary custody by some other nation where the waters are owned by them.
And that's not a hostile experience, right? There's nobody firing over anybody's bow, and then are the vessels boarded or just towed?
Well, at most times they are towed, and we practice that actually, and we work with other nations on exercises like incidents at sea. In fact, there's situations just like this. When I was a Navy Admiral out there in command of the Carrier Battle Group, I sent off that we should have something called an incident at sea agreement with Iran. We used to have it with the Soviet Union. We had it with the People's Republic of China, even when we were in a much more hostile situation in those older days. So that when situations like this happen, there's a hotline and something. We understand that this is just normal routines at times that happen. If this is the case, what you really want at this moment of time is to be able to have cool heads out there and understand that it is tradition on the seas that if someone is in peril, others take care of them, and that's what we want to make sure just continues if that is the issue.
Admiral Joe Sestak, thank you very much for adding your hands-on expertise as head of a carrier battle group formerly in those waters to our coverage of this crisis, which we hope is fleeting and will be resolved.